100 ceiling ideas for every home. While so much interest is taken in flooring and wall colors, why do we neglect the least obstructed plane in our homes? The ceiling is the perfect place to start getting creative. The ceiling takes up the most visual space in a room. It's an expansive surface that goes uninterrupted, except for a fan or lighting. While so much interest is taken in flooring and wall colors, why do we neglect the least obstructed plane in our homes? The ceiling is the perfect place to start getting creative. The ceiling takes up the most visual space in a room. It's an expansive surface that goes uninterrupted, except for a fan or lighting fixture. This makes it vital that you choose ceiling ideas that will enhance a room. So which one of these ceiling ideas will complement your home? See more about 51 low basement ceiling ideas. 1. Wooden ceiling ideas. A wood ceiling is one of the easiest ways to add warmth to a room. While white pine is the most popular wood ceiling idea choice, you could also use cypress or cherry for a bit of unique color. You have more freedom in the type of wood you choose because, unlike the floor, your ceiling won't see a lot of abuse. When choosing your wood, you can achieve a rustic or farmhouse look by using salvaged or reclaimed wood. For a clean and modern style, stick with light color pine or a gray hue. A varnished or polished cherry will give your room a luxury feel. The ceiling height doesn't matter much. Wood planks look just as good on a low ceiling as they do on a high ceiling. The most straightforward strategy is to use straight planks running the length of the room. You can make a room feel larger if the planks run lengthwise. For more detail, you could create a pattern in the ceiling. You could do alternating lines of 45-degree angles. 2. Elevate your space. This luxury ceiling idea gets its name for its similar look to a tray. The ceiling will have a raised center portion, recessed either a few inches or a few feet. Traditional tray ceilings will feature crown molding around the edge of the ceiling and at each recess. They also feature a ceiling medallion in the center of the room. Modern takes on the tray ceiling often have hidden LED lighting and creative paint schemes. If you have a bland room, you can turn a tray ceiling into the focal point by mounting your own trim work. Buy the decorative strips of wood trim and use finishing nails to attach them to the ceiling. Another option is to paint the recesses. Start with a white ceiling and then choose a bold color to paint the few inches of the recess between the two levels. Modern ceilings will create a barely noticeable protruding edge at the lower level. Then you can install hidden lighting on the edge. You won't see the bulbs when standing in the room, but a subtle wash of gentle light extends upward to illuminate the recessed ceiling. 3. Timeless elegance. A coffered ceiling has stood the test of time as a symbol of grand elegance and luxury. This is the type of ceiling you see in older, ornately trimmed estates. They look best in large rooms with very tall ceilings. This is because they emphasize the spaciousness and sheer size of the room. If you have a room that can support this Baroque architectural style, then it's a must. To create this look on your ceiling, you'll need to create intersecting beams at 90-degree angles that extend the room's length and width. This will create squares, similar to a three-dimensional checkerboard. There are faux beams you can mount to make the project easier and faster. Then you can go all out when it's time to decorate. You can leave the ceiling color all white, but that's boring. You might as well paint the indented squares a single color or a variety of colors, Or take a page from the castles of old and decorate the entire ceiling in intricate designs. 4. A touch of grandeur. Most roofing systems require roof rafters and ceiling joists. The roof rafters form the roof's peak, while the joists span from wall to wall, creating a floor for the room and a ceiling for the floor below. There are some homes where this isn't the case, and the ceiling extends higher into a vaulted shape. When you look up, the ceiling extends upward at an angle. It could have two angled sides that meet in the middle to form a peak. Another option is to have a single angle where one wall of the room is shorter than the other, with a slanted ceiling connecting the two. To give your ceiling a rustic look, consider adding wood paneling or exposed wood beams to your vaulted ceiling. For a modern take, you can give the ceiling texture and lighting. One ceiling decor idea you should avoid is painting a vaulted ceiling. Because of the slant, there's more square footage. This can make a color look overwhelming and mask the charm of a vaulted ceiling. 5. Rustic charm. When people think of wood beams, they tend to think of rough-hewn squared-off logs that are large and heavy. They extend across the length of the room, drawing the eye up. You can elevate wood ceiling beams for a more luxurious feel. Try using darker wood and flat planks to create a box shape.